What's up, YouTube? It's Relic back at it again with more Cardfight Vanguard 0, and the Great Nature event is live. So if you guys have probably already seen that, it's just the same reskinned event over and over again, so I'm not going to go over how to get the stuff, but I guess real quick. You do character fights, you get tickets, you come to the event, use the tickets to get the medals, turn the medals to get the actual cards. Now, let's go over some of these cards. I believe that this is the best we've seen Great Nature in Vanguard 0, period. They finally have Guard Break, which long overdue, right? But they finally got Guard Break. They're finally able to actually push for games, and that's going to make such a huge difference in this clan's viability. Now, I don't think they're going to be like tier 1, probably not even tier 2, probably be sitting somewhere around like tier 3, like viable, but not like highly competitive, if that makes sense. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and go over the brand new GR Stride. I have no idea how to pronounce this, but it's Omniscience Dragon Managarmer? Yeah, sure. Now, this is going to be your final stride, right? So pay attention because it is GB2, once per turn Counterblast 1, and G Persona Blast. So you need to have at minimum 2 of this guy in your stride deck to play it at all. So I'm not sure if you want to go for 4, but you need 2. Because I'm not sure if the game's going to last long enough for you to do this twice to where it's really going to matter. So the ability is to give one of your other rear guards plus 4K, and the following ability, right? When this unit attacks, so the unit you give this ability to and the power boost to has to be the one that's attacking Vanguard to get this ability, not the stride. So your grade 2 in your front row that you give the power boost to and that to, or the rear guard needs to be the one that gets it, otherwise it's not going to proc the ability. So when this unit attacks Vanguard, if your attack is 20,000 or greater, including boost, your opponent chooses a grade 3 or greater card it ran from their hand when activating a Sentinel and discards it. If not discarded, your opponent's Sentinel does not activate. So what you need to make sure is that including boost, that unit and the booster have to be huge. You have to be able to get past 2 heal guards, because the whole point here is to force your opponent to use as many defensives as possible. So what that means is you need to make it to where your boost is high enough, your attack power is high enough to where if they can discard a grade 3 and PG, or if they can't just use 1 heal guard. You want to force 2 card tier no matter what. So you boost it high enough so when you attack on in, if they don't have a PG or a grade 3 to discard for a PG, they have to use 2 heal guards, so they're down 2 cards, and then that pushes you, again, allows you to push faster. So it has sped up the deck quite a bit. Now, Omniscience Dragon Managarmer is not your first stride. It's going to be like your final stride. So our first stride is actually going to be Phoeniciax? Yeah, sure. And here is, just on stride, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, 2 of your rear guards get plus 4K until end of turn. And then all of these cards have the same ability. If you have them get 4K, discard or draw a card and retire those units. So here's the strategy. You must be giving your boosters the boost here, not your front row. So if you give your 2 front rows or your grade 2 intercepts in the front this boost, you are going to lose your boost. You're going to lose your intercept. So that means your opponent next turn is going to smack your face so hard, you're probably just going to instant lose. So we repeat that. All of these abilities you are giving to the grade 1 boosters behind your intercepts. Because if you notice, they have to have a high enough attack power, including the boost. So do not, I repeat, do not give your intercepts any of these abilities or you're going to have a really bad time. So, you had they brought in famous Professor Big Belly. I always love this card. I always thought it was kind of funny. But here we go. So GB2, when this unit attacks the Vanguard, you may have one of your other rear guards get 4K. Then the same thing. If you had to get 4K, draw a card, retire this unit. When your G unit strides, Counterblast 1 to have 2 of your rear guards get 4K and this ability. When a unit, could even be this card, but I don't recommend it, in the same column as this unit attacks and hits a Vanguard, so it has to hit. And if it's 20K or higher, draw a card. Now, the really cool part about this is you're giving it to 2 units. So again, you're giving it to your 2 grade 1 boosters in the back because your column has to hit, not that specific card that you boosted. So, as you can see with this deck, it does so much draw that you'll deck out if you run draw triggers. So how do you play this deck? You play it with some crit triggers and stand triggers. Now, the ratio is whatever you prefer to play. But I would probably run 3, 4 crit, and then probably like somewhere around 5 stand triggers, because you need to be standing without some of these abilities. Otherwise, it'll just retire your grade 2, and then you'll be open for face smack. So the MVP of the deck, Penguin. Hands down, set square Penguin is MVP. So get this. GB1, when placed during your main phase, one of your other rear guards gets the following ability to end a turn. When retired during your end phase, draw a card, countercharge 1. So what you're doing is you're giving this ability to the grade 1 behind you. So what you do is you have to make sure you place your boosters first. So place your grade 1 boosters in the column first, then slap Penguin down and give the booster behind him the abilities. This ability and the one that powers him up and retires him at the end of the turn. So you're essentially drawing 2 off of that one column, drawing 2 and countercharging 1. So it's super, super sick. And I can't say it again enough, guys, but do not run draw triggers in this deck or you will deck out so fast. So Crayon Tiger is pretty good too. It's GB1, so a little bit slower. Once per turn when this unit attacks a Vanguard, if boosted, counterblast 1 to stand one of your rear guards other than himself. And then at the end of that turn, draw a card and retire that unit. So what you want to do, here's the strat, is you want to attack in with a whole column, a grade 2 in a column, not this card, the other one, right? You attack on in, you hit, or whatever happens, they're both rested now. You attack with Vanguard, you hit a stand trigger, you stand your grade 2 in the front, and then you attack in with this unit, and you restand the booster behind that grade 2 you used the stand trigger on. Then you attack through, and hopefully it's Penguin again, right? So now you're going to draw several cards off of this one column, and you're getting 4 big attacks. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. If not, just let me know in the comments down below, and I might get enough to build this deck. I'm not too sure yet, but I can probably go through it again for you guys if you need to. Other than that, all the other cards are pretty usable, I would say. They're usable. They're not like they're good. You know, you're going to need a lot of them for the deck. But just focus on getting the GR. If you really, really, really love this deck, you might want to get 4 just in case. But this deck is highly playable with just 2 mana Garmers. And then you go down and get a couple of the Phoeniciaxes, like 2 or 3 of them. And then just get a playset of everything else, starting from your triple R's, working your way down. But you must make sure you get Crayon Tigers, Set Square Penguin, Big Belly, and Phoeniciax. And then you have to have at least 2 mana Garmers to make this deck even work. So, let's reiterate. I think this deck is going to be tier 3, or under like the viable category, like playable. Not highly competitive though. And make sure that the power-ups you're giving to your rear guards that say, draw a card, retire this unit, you're giving it to your grade 1 boosters behind your intercepts. You must leave your intercepts on the field, because in 0, you can't guard from your hand. So you can draw as many cards as you want to, but you can't put them down on a guard circle to protect yourself. So if your intercepts are gone, you're going to get smacked in the face so hard, you're just going to lose and cry all the way home. Well, hopefully that makes sense, guys. Let me know if you guys are going to shoot for this deck or not in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know if I should build a deck, if you guys want me to kind of work through it and show how it's actually going to work. And yeah, in the comments down below. But until next time, guys, peace.